Good morning. My name is Raffaele Miele, and I am a former deputy police officer of the Italian State Police. Now I am a journalist, editor, and the founder of JustWeb SRL, a company in Italy. After me is Mr. Giovanni Paperini, who will end this presentation. JustWeb is a company located in Viterbo, the capital city of the Tuscia area in the northern part of the Lazio region. It operates through the periodical immigrazione.it, online since 2005, concerning the fields of international law, national law, European law, focusing on the condition of foreigners living in Italy and the international mobility of the individual. The periodical has been chosen by the Italian Ministry of Interior as a tool for revision used by the border police and immigration officers. It also holds accredited training programs for professionals, such as notaries, lawyers, and journalists. JustWeb provides non-Italian citizens with advice and assistance regarding entry and residence in Italy. Among its services, it deals with web marketing and communication. 2 months ago, we launched investorvisa.it, a service to help non-EU investors in selecting the best investment or donation opportunities and managing all the bureaucratic procedures for both visas and residence permits. In fact, Italy now has its own program for offering the opportunity to non-EU investors to obtain an entry visa, a residence permit, and interesting fiscal advantages. These measures are established by the law number 232 of December 2016. The procedures for visa request are operative by the end of next November. Before talking about this concept and what sort of investments are allowed by law, let's briefly look at the procedures that a potential investor will have to follow in Italy. In particular, I would like to emphasize the procedures that will be used to verify the transparency of the money that will be invested. Pecunia non olet. Money does not smell. This is how the Roman Emperor Vespasiano expressed what he thought. However, after 2,000 years, the Italian government expects money to have the odor of transparency, which is to say legality. This is what is written in the new law concerning entry visa for investors. No fear, there are no blood tests or DNA tests required. First, let's look at Article 26 bis from the Immigration Consolidated Law. An investor who wishes to obtain an entry visa and incidentally citizenship is not given, but only visas and residence permits. An investor must present a declaration of the legal origin of funds in addition to other documents which are needed. Banca d'Italia has a money laundering prevention unit that will verify the information and then accept or reject the request within 15 days. At the same time, the Comitato, which is a committee belonging to the Ministry of Economic Development, made up of members from other ministries, Interior, Foreign Office, etc., will decide if the details of the operation chosen by the investor in terms of type and investment amount coincide with the law. These procedures shall take no more than 30 days. I think that's very, very important. Once a positive outcome of this phase is obtained, the investor will receive a nulla osta, which is a clearance for the issue of an entry visa for investors. This is done by the consulate or the visa section of an Italian embassy. The investor can request an appointment which will be fixed within 3 days and will have no waiting list. The same investor will have to show the consulate that he or she has the funds necessary for his or her stay in Italy. It's about 6,000 euros for a year. Once in Italy, a request for a residence permit must be made to the Questura, the police headquarters. At this point, the investor will have his residence permit, and with this document, he will be able to complete the investment. The investment must be concluded within 90 days calculate from his entry into Italy. The investment will have to stay in place for at least 2 years. Otherwise, the visa and the residence permit will be revoked. Now, let's look at what kind of investment there are. First, real estate investment for residential or commercial use are to be excluded. The law specifies that investments can only be made in the capital of an already existing company in Italy, and therefore mostly as an entrance investment partner in a company, an Italian company. Money does not go into the pockets of the partners, but to increase company capital. How much is the investment? Minimum 1 million euro. If the company is a startup, the amount is reduced to 500,000 euros. Another opportunity for obtaining an investor entry visa lies with a donation. The minimum amount a patron will have to donate is 1 million euro. The procedures are the same, but obviously the requisites are different. In this case, Italy is not only addressing investors, but generous patrons who, in addition to obtain an entry visa, want to preserve and enhance one of the most important parts of world culture heritage, receiving wide visibility on an international level. Let's have a closer look where donation can be made. The law specifies that donations must be made towards projects and initiatives in the fields of culture, education, immigration management, scientific research, restoration of cultural heritage and landscape. Projects and initiatives must have a public interest, but therefore a project proposal can be from a private or public entity. What is what we do? We started working on this project in January, just after Law 232 was approved. We set up a study group and a work group with people from our Immigrazione.it magazine staff and with our closest collaborators from training notaries, lawyers, and journalists. This is how we got the idea to make a new department called InvestorVisa.it. The website has the same name, is all in English, not in my English, and has been online since August. Complete information is also available in French, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Japanese, Spanish. Non-EU citizen investors and patrons will find an all-inclusive packet of services, which, I said before, will be operative as soon as November. The initial phase involves gathering requests for investments and donations from companies and public offices. We examined these closely to make sure that they fulfill what is required by law and that the nature of the operation can be interesting for a potential investor or patron. In addition to investments and the related service, our website gives news, articles dealing with technical and legal information in the section Legal Issues and Interviews. The last is to Mr. Guido George Lombardi, Italian-American investor in New York. It's very interesting. In parallel to the website, there is the magazine Investor Visa Italy in both hard copy and digital format that will be presented on the 5th of December in Rome. This will be included in the roundtable convention that we organize with the Union of the Honorary Consulates in Italy at the Stampa Estera, which is the foreign press center in Italy. Back to the website, there are proposals already online that investors and patrons can look into and evaluate. Once the investor or the donor has made his choice, we can put him in contact with the company or, if a donation, with the project director, so he can conduct all the aspects of the financial operation. Upon arranging the preliminary agreement, we can assist the investor or the donor in requesting an entry visa. Once he has obtained the investor visa, he can enter Italy, and the residence permit may be required through our service. After the residence permit has been issued, the investor or patron can proceed to finalize the transaction by written form agreement legalized by a notary. In particular, in the case of donation, if the donor does not have a notary of his choice, we can refer notaries based on their experience and knowledge of transnational operations, one for each region in Italy. A notary deed a fundamental document that shows that all conditions required by the law have been satisfied. Finally, I will give you two more investment opportunities. The first consists of investing at least 2 million euros in Italian government bonds. In this case, the investor will have to contact a banker and possibly rely on us for visa and residence permit procedures. Visa for self-employment business owners is another opportunity for entrepreneurs who want to start a business in Italy. This topic will now be addressed by Mr. Giovanni Paperini. Mr. Paperini has been in the immigration field for more than 30 years. He is our partner in InvestorVisa.it program. Thank you for your attention. I remain available to answer your questions at box 25. Now, Mr. Paperini. Ecco.
My name is Giovanni Paperini. I am a partner for Investor Visa organization relating visa for investor in Italy. In my relation now, I speak about the possibility for obtain a visa for normal investor, for investor owner from activity in Italy, start a new activity in Italy. The law is, excuse me, because, allora, this is a checklist about the false self-employment for the general condition governing the entrance sojourn of non-EC national investor in Italy. One moment. Allora, the first is normal, as in every country. You need to prepare a visa application form. It's specific for Italy and consists in one indication of every question, every relation people ask for visa, with a history of people, the necessity the interest in Italy and general information about investment. But this is only a formality because before to prepare this form, we need to obtain many documents in Italy and abroad. The photo is very important for passport because the same question relating passport also for visa. We need a photo with a specific characteristic. We need attention because the passport is not expired for next 3 months after departure, and not issued less than 10 years before the present they ask for visa. And we need 2 copies of the page for the original and 2 copies of the page with signature. Ticket booking relating to demonstrate the possibility to itinerary when entry in Italy. Nulla osta. Allora, this is a very important document relating before obtain visa in Italy for self-employment. We need a specific documents relating in Italian is nulla osta, no impediment, and to obtain these documents, you need to demonstrate your security, for your no problem with security in Italy. And Questura, police departments, check your the history from person entry in Italy, and after this check, you can obtain these documents. These documents is possible obtainment, but before you need another type of documents. Allora, not for police, but directly for Italian consulate abroad, you need to prepare a business plan, must include an investment of at least 500,000 euro. And this sum is provided directly from visa applicant, how financial, not for other, for debts, etc. And it's very important to demonstrate legally earned of this sum, to avoid problem relating criminality. It's very important for avoid this type of problem, to demonstrate history from your history, your business history, and to avoid any problem relating Italian and foreign authorities. Another question very important relating this type of visa is to demonstrate to create the possibility to create at least 3 new jobs in Italy. It's very important because it's a condition for the obtainment of this type of visa. Allora, repeatedly, for business plan, you need to very important, the basis from this type of visa is a good business plan. Allora, proof of accommodation. Another documents very important for obtaining this type of visa is proof of suitable accommodation. We are very possibility to demonstrate proof of accommodation. One person's contract or rental contract of one auto-declaration, self-declaration, or accommodation, one declaration for a friend or another person, in Italian or foreign citizen legally resident in Italy, to demonstrate the accommodation. The declaration is for a new accommodation of these people in Italy. This is very important, but is very easy because it's sufficient when a self-declaration. Allora. Another documents important for necessary for obtain this type of visa is certification of availability of all need financial means to implement the intended business. It's different from the planned investment of 500,000 euro. It's two different questions. Allora, in business plan, you decide, you demonstrate to have this money, 500,000 euro, and in these other documents, you demonstrate, obtain in Italy the amount of minimum 17,000 euro, and to demonstrate the possibility to start immediately business. It's not two different questions. It's 500,000 is a general plan for investment in future. 17 directly for obtain for start the first question relating business, the first step. It's necessary to demonstrate this and ask these documents, this declaration from Italian Chamber of Commerce, where, for example, Rome, Milan, etc. In every city we are this Chamber of Commerce. You need this declaration. And Chamber of Commerce prepare this declaration in the basis or business. In general, minimum is 17, but in some occasion it's possible high sum, because depends the type of work. Allora, another documents needs is the proof of income you have obtained last year before entering Italy in your country of origin. This is very little respect investment because it's only 8,000 euro. It's a little sum, but is for demonstrate the capability from employer. It's not really is curious because is very little respect 500,000. It's only a formality. Okay. Some Italian consulate can ask for other type of documents. Depends the consulate. It's not easy to prepare one fully listing because every consulate can ask for different type of documents. For example, many ask for insurance for travel or proof from solvency of applicant. But it depends from consulate to consulate, but generally it's a little type of document, formality, some formality. The problem, the very important in this case, to demonstrate a very good business plan and to demonstrate to have this money, 500,000 euro, and very important to demonstrate the interest for nationality Italian economy for this type of investment. For example, there is not necessary open for it's very important this moment in Italy, for example, to employ person. Allora, if this investment demonstrates the possibility to obtain a long time employment for minimum 3 person, is very good for Italian authority. In general, is not problem for obtain this type of visa. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.